Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. It is time once again for some watch news. So let us begin. So this first piece comes to us from hodinky.com, and this is a write-up of the Nodus Green. And this is a super divery dive watch. And what's really wild about it is the case is 38 millimeters. However, with the bezel, it's 42. So that thing really hangs over the edge. And I kind of like the bezel on these. They're big, bold, and black. They have compass directions on them. And look at that wild gradient dial. I am not a date window person, but look at how well they executed the date on these. That looks great. These pieces are GMTs, and look at how bold the hands and the markers are, which I think is a great idea for a dive watch. Plenty of lume there. I mean, these just look like a diving tool. And even more crazy than the bezel overhang is the fact that these watches have 500 meters of water resistance in pieces that are even close to $1,000 in price. These retail for about $600. And Hodinky's take on these watches? Nodus continues to deliver novel watches at compelling price points, and this release underscores just how much value the brand brings to the micro-brand space. The line leans heavily into rugged, tactical design cues, yet everything feels thoughtfully executed, both aesthetically and functionally. It's undeniably a busy watch, but the layout remains highly legible. Between the generous application of superluminova and the custom, regulated NH34 movement, Nodus makes a strong case for how far a dollar can stretch in today's micro-brand market. The next article I have comes to us from Time and Tide Watches. And this is a write-up of the Mido Multifort, the Multifort 8 1 crown. And in the pictures, these look absolutely amazing. Even though they're everywhere and I'm sure everyone else is tired of them, I still love me a nice integrated bracelet. The octagon bezel looks nice. It's actually round but with notches in there, making it an octagon shape. The horizontal lines on the dial look nice. That blue colorway is pretty cool. The markers and the handset looks great. It would be cool if the date wheel matched the dial color, but it's fine. Of course, my favorite variant of this is the black dial version. Man, my favorite thing about watch review articles are all the close-up shots. They do such a great job with their photographs. They can make any watch look just absolutely amazing. Not saying that these aren't in real life, but I've seen other pieces that when I saw them in real life, kind of underwhelming, but man, in photographs, wow. You can also get these with a rubber strap. Personally, I'm not a fan of that aesthetic. I don't think I've seen an integrated bracelet watch on a rubber strap that I've liked yet, but I'll keep my eyes open. The cases on these are 38.4 millimeters. The case height is 9.9 millimeters. The lug-to-lug is 40 millimeters. They have 100 meters of water resistance. The crystal is sapphire. And the movement inside these is the Mido Caliber 80, which is an ETA C07.611 base. And they retail for about $1,400. So they aren't exactly cheap, but yeah. Okay, these next two articles are absolutely wild. And this particular article comes to us from watchcollectinglifestyle.com. And look at these absolutely crazy clocks. I love the look of these, the overall design, they're mechanical clocks. And I've looked at these pictures and so far I have not seen any kind of glass protection around these. From what I'm seeing, These mechanical movements are just out in the air. I could be wrong, but it absolutely looks that way from what I can see in this article. And that alone is pretty wild. I love how there's no dial whatsoever, how the hands overhang the clock itself, and how tiny the movement looks in comparison to the overall piece. Yeah, I just absolutely love these clocks. It would be wild to own one. One, because they look absolutely amazing, and two, they are over $127,000. Okay, this last article that I have comes to us from Monochrome Watches, and just look at these dive watches. The design on these is absolutely gorgeous. They're no-date pieces. They are so clean and just nice looking. I love the Delphine hands, and just how they did the hour markers in conjunction with the appearance of that bezel. The second hand goes all the way to the edge of the dial, and I love the design of that hand. They have coin edge bezels, which are so great. And apparently, at least at the time of this recording, these are the thinnest mechanical dive watches out there. So they're sleek, thin, elegant, absolutely gorgeous. They're put out by an independent Dutch brand, VPC, which stands for Venustus per Constantium. Let me see what that means. There's a link here. Oh, it's just a link to their site. I'm gonna have to look that up. So these are the VPC Type 39VM, and VM is short for Viator Maris, or Traveler of the Sea. That's pretty cool. And of course I love these. According to Monochrome Watches, they are a reinterpretation of the tool divers of the 1950s and 1960s. The case size on these is 39 millimeters. The lug-to-lug is 47 millimeters. And here we go, the height is 9.34 millimeters. That is cool. The crystal is sapphire. The water resistance is 200 meters. The movement inside these is a Sellita SW300-1B, and it's COSC certified. Unfortunately, the price on these is $3,000. I mean, it could be worse. They could be $6,000. But they could also be $1,000. I mean, I guess I could say that about everything, huh? But at any rate, these are beautiful dive watches, absolutely amazing design. And there you have it, you are now caught up on watch news. Thanks for watching.